Coming up on this edition of Speed Chronicles, the greatest day of racing each year.
SIG Media presents Speed Chronicles with Todd Lewis, powered by Rev TV.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's edition of Speed Chronicles. Don't forget, we do it every Wednesday. You can find it here on the Rev TV YouTube channel or on your favorite podcast platform. Please make sure you follow on the social channels and click the like and subscribe button, please. Okay, I teed it up. It's the greatest day of racing each year. I think many will agree, maybe some not so much, but it is perhaps the greatest day of racing in this calendar year because of the consumption that is possible. We start on Sunday, this coming Sunday, the Memorial Day long weekend in the United States, and it begins in the morning with the Monaco Grand Prix for Formula One. It's a crown jewel event. Yes, I know that the cars have long ago outgrown that circuit. It's not just about the racing though, but it's a full day of activity that begins with opulence and dripping wealth and luxury with yachts in the harbor and the swimming pool turn and like all of the other parts of it. It's Eggs Benedict and champagne, mimosas, just a beautiful way to start a Sunday full of motorsports and racing. Then, of course, we move to the Indianapolis 500 through the midday and into the afternoon. And yeah, what a great show. And of course, just to wrap things up, because, you've had 40 Mile 1 and you've had the Indianapolis 500, just because you need another marathon race, you get the Coke 600 in the evening. It's like the start of the day in luxury, and then you move into the midday. It's kind of nonstop eating and enjoying and celebrating the motorsports community and world with these three big series that are running. It's sort of like a Super Bowl all day extravaganza, because you have the pre-show and it leads into the game and everything. It's just different events that go all the way through. I said champagne, mimosas for Monaco. There isn't really a signature drink necessarily for the Indianapolis 500. It's not like mint juleps at the Kentucky Derby or something, although I was there one year, and this was during the time when Brazil had big hospitality presence at a lot of IndyCar events because of Brazilian drivers and tourism and the like. And I enjoyed several caipirinha, and it is just a drink that is. Caipirinha is just, it's beautiful. It's delicious. And you can knock back a couple of those, and I'll tell you, they will knock you down pretty quickly. But all kinds of food and fun. Tenderloins are one of the big things at Indianapolis and the 500. And Memorial Day with the 600 of NASCAR in the evening. Again, it's food and fun and celebrations. Beers, briskets, cookouts, whatever you want to do on the motorsports celebration weekend. But that's what we have. They all have great traditions. They all have great stories. They can jump up and surprise you every year too. And that's the cool thing about motorsports and racing in general, is that there are some stories you can anticipate, some storylines that you will follow, other things that you will see. And then there's things that surprise you. There's things that pop up that just, wow, no one saw that coming. And it's a cool, feel-good story. Things like that are kind of nice to have as part of this as well. Monaco will change up their strategy this year by having 2 pit stops. They're mandatory, so maybe that'll shake up the strategy a little bit. I don't know. Again, it's not about the race as much. If you qualify up front, you're going to finish up front, provided that there isn't a colossal crash into the guardrails. It's the opulence of more than 70 years of racing on the streets of Monaco. Like I said, long ago, the cars outgrew the circuit, but it's not just about the race. There's other circuits that don't have great races either, and there's a lack of passing, but you got to have Monaco because that's a staple of Formula One. Indianapolis 500, same thing. It's amazing. It's special. I've never been to Monaco, but I have been to the Indianapolis 500, and it is an incredible event. Sold out the grandstands again this year, so like better than 350,000 people are going to be on the grounds, and it is a ton of people. It is a huge, fun time, partying to whichever degree you see fit. Some will imbibe a little, some will go completely off the deep end and enjoy themselves in the snake pit. I remember leaving, I think it was the first time I went to the 500, leaving, and there was a big van with the two doors in the back that were wide open, and somebody was passed out on the mattress on the inside of a van. So they'd had a successful day at the 500, but that's the partying aspect, but it's great tradition. It means so much in terms of IndyCar racing and having a victory at the Indianapolis 500. It's so special, and it's a title that you carry with you for the rest of your life. The surprise story, one of them this year, has been the rookie Robert Schwartzman, who sits on the pole to start the Indianapolis 500. Rookie driver, rookie team. It's a cool story. I'm really curious to see what Fox does in terms of their coverage of the Indianapolis 500. It will be big. It will be spectacular. It will have a lot of personality. Where it will go over those hours, I don't know, but I'm kind of curious to see. The not so cool part about this year's race are the Penske team getting caught cheating again. Made a few modifications that were illegal, and, well, that has caused all kinds of drama. Normally, before each episode of Speed Chronicles, I write down a couple of notes, a couple of things that I want to talk about. Don't really read them verbatim, but I do kind of glance down at some of the notes. And one of the things I wrote with this second cheating scandal from Team Penske and IndyCar in just about a year, remember, of course, the push-to-pass fiasco that reared up a year ago, starting in St. Petersburg and was discovered later on at Long Beach. The second time, yeah, you know what? Somebody's going to pay the price for this. There's got to be a house cleaning, and that has taken place now at Team Penske. It happened just a little while ago in advance of recording this. Top dogs at Team Penske, they're out, and it had to happen. I don't know Roger Penske particularly well, but I know how he runs his business, and I know how he runs his operations. He doesn't run the IndyCar team. He has people that he tasks with heading up the IndyCar team and running the competition side. If you'll recall, he used to be regularly on the timing stand before he purchased the Speedway and the series. Soon as he did, he stepped away. He's not that involved. He watches. Other people run the show. But if you run it for Roger Penske, you do it his way. This is how we run our operation. It is referred to as the Penske way. And I've had dealings and have worked for the Penske organization at a couple of different things. There is a way they do things. I like that it's structured, it's disciplined, and it's at a high level. If you bring shame on the house of Penske, you got away with it once with the push-to-pass cheat. Okay, got suspended, paid the fine. You're not getting away with it a second time. That's why the house cleaning took place, and good for them. You absolutely have to do. It can't go on. He's the grand poobah, and if you bring into question any sort of integrity with someone who owns the team, the series, the Speedway, you are going to pay the price. And it's foolish to think that you could get away with it a second time. I understand working in the gray area, doing things that are close to the edge, might be open to a little bit of interpretation, but when it says in the rules, you cannot modify these parts, and you modify them, that's cheating. That's going outside the rules. That's not what needs to be done. And the right thing was done here in terms of cleaning house and getting rid of the leadership. There will be further announcements about what's going to happen. Even my dog Larry's upset about it. So anyhow, but these are things to keep an eye on. Will it have an impact on the race? Possibly. There will be others that will perform those tasks in the meantime. There's going to be a bit of a vacuum created. They're not short on resources, I'll give you that. But it's going to be a disruption to the Indianapolis 500, which is the biggest race, of course, in the IndyCar series. So we'll see. The qualifying last week took place, 34 cars, trying to get into 33 spots. It's not quite the same drama that there used to be when you would have 50, 60, 70 entries for those 33 positions. Now, many of them, the way the series used to work, were multiple cars for each driver, and you would try to qualify one car. If it didn't work, you could take that time out, go another car. But the way things have contracted is making the bumping, if you will, a lot less dramatic than it used to be. It was nip and tuck for Graham Rahal whether or not he was going to get in, but he did. with the whole cheating scandal of a couple of Penske cars, there are people that feel bad for Jacob Abel of Dale Coyne Racing, who is the one car that is going to be on the outside. This team also did an awful lot of work to put together a pretty cool partnership and sponsorship for this weekend to celebrate the anniversary of Danny Sullivan's spin and win. And they had partnership with Miller because Miller sponsored Danny Sullivan during that time. And, well, that's sort of gone away. So a lot of hard work has gone into it. And I think it's interesting how other drivers and other teams spoke out and said this was a black eye, and it's been dealt with. I think it will get a lot of people's attention, and I think is the best way to illustrate that. Yes, this will not be tolerated. I'm on record as saying for other series is like if you are outside of the rules and cheat or try to go outside of the rules, get disqualified. These cars were not allowed to participate in the qualifying session to try to run for the top spot. And that wasn't enough. They put them to the back of the field. Okay. It was suggested that they should have run in the last chance to qualify for the Indianapolis 500. It's hard to rewrite the rule book, but in a sense, they kind of did by putting them to the back of the field. They're fast cars. They'll move forward. But it does have an impact on them and their strategy for the race in the 500 miles. That'll come up on Sunday. So, yeah, I think it was handled well. NASCAR race this weekend, 600-mile marathon. Kyle Larson doing the double. Hopefully weather cooperates. Everything goes as smoothly as possible. He can run at Indianapolis and then hop on his transportation to get to Charlotte in time to run in that race as well. I hope he does well in both. I think it's impossible to win both. I don't see him as a favorite for the 500. He's got a good chance to do well in Charlotte, though. The All-Star race for NASCAR, I'll just touch on this for a second because it was last week and this is all really the time it deserves. Once again, manufactured finish. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but to manufacture a finish, Michael Waltrip throws the promoter's caution. It bunches the field up together. NASCAR is their own worst enemy here. They get accused of manufacturing drama and manufacturing finishes already. Why are you blatantly doing it here? Oh, well, you can't have a long green flag run and stretch the cars out to the end. We gotta shake it up. And the fastest car and the guy who dominated the race, turns out he didn't win. NASCAR Canada opened their season this past weekend, Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. Huge thank you to everyone that turned out, to all the fans that came out to CTMP. This is an annual tradition, start of summer for many. A lot of people will camp for the weekend and spend their whole weekend there. Weather was damp, weather was cold, weather was windy. Your perseverance and support is very much appreciated. The crowds were good too. My friends at NASCAR Canada put on a very good show as well. Lots of drama, lots of good action on the race. First live race on Rev TV this past weekend. And there was a lot of fun and a lot of work that went into that. So thank you to everybody who did that. Thank you everybody who supported, and just the start of good things to come. So looking forward to the next NASCAR Canada event off this weekend, but then they go to the Autodrome Chaudière in Valley Junction, Quebec the following weekend. But this weekend, looking forward to being a race fan, hanging out, feet up, a lot of food, a lot of drinks, a lot of relaxing, a lot of laps to consume, starting with Formula One, Indy 500, and then we'll get to the Coke 600. Hope you're enjoying it. Let's not forget about the Memorial Day weekend as well, Victoria Day weekend that is passed in Canada, and the significance of those. But have a great weekend of racing. We'll do it again next Wednesday.